I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you all for coming, and I'd like to start this meeting with the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There we go.
We're excited to be showing off our new audio visuals, so hope we can put them here at home better. We've got more microphones. We've done a lot of great things with our budget money and some a little bit of grant money, so that we have new microphones, a new wireless bridge router to give better service here when we're doing meetings, and lots of good stuff that we've talked about before, but that was all installed yesterday. Correct, Leanne?
Yes, last week.
Last week, so, yeah. So this is baby journey, okay? Not on wood if I had some. All right, so we're gonna start the agenda. Once I get down to that. Okay. I would like to make a motion to approve the November 19th minutes for the selectmen meeting. Okay, all in favor? Next, I would like to make a motion to approve warrant 13 and 14 and the payroll warrants for November 20th and November 27th.
No.
No, she fixed it, amended it.
Okay.
I need a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Great. These are all signed. This one just be to initial. Okay. All right, I would like to, I know we're supposed to start our reports next, but we have a couple visitors and would like to bring them forward, that we asked to come and discuss things at the meeting regarding our dumpsters and contracted Archies. And so if you guys would love to come to the podium, that would be super duper. Yay.
Just checking.
What's that?
Just checking.
Okay.
Sorry.
So the reason we asked him to come is because we have a lot of dumpsters out there. We're not sure who pays for the dumpster. We know that Hartford pays, at least we're pretty sure Hartford's paying for those tipping fees. And so looking at our monthly expenses for those tipping fees, we are concerned that we're gonna go over budget. We need to be looking at that. It's supposed to be household waste. And we're pretty aware that other folks are using the dumpsters that are designated for other folks. And so that's why we asked you to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
So this list you've just given us, these are.
The orange is yours, your dumpsters.
we have 13. And do we, are we paying a monthly fee on those or just a tipping fee on those?
Those are, the town ones have your garbage in them for McSherry Lane and down by the pond on both sides, because we
Yeah.
can't get down those camp roads.
Right, we know that, yeah.
And then you have one on Church Street up at the end for your town residents, and there's one on Labrador Pond. I can't think where the other one is, but I believe there's 5 of them. The rest of them are private dumpsters. They were small 2-yarders. They get dumped every other week for the most part, and other than bins. And there's pretty much just household trash, and that 2 yards a small dumpster, you're not gonna sneak much trash into there other than the homeowner. That's been that way for 20 years now, and if you guys were gonna change the dumpster rules here, we're probably gonna need to look at the contract.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another question.
Pine Shores is yours.
So the dumpsters here with people's names on them, but yet, like, I'll give you an example, Martha's Grand, 110 Adams Road, Hartford is in orange here, but not orange here. So does that mean she
No,
pays?
the orange is just, if you look, it's 2 yard every other week in orange, and the black is the ones that are every week. And the X's do designate the off weeks for the people. That's what those X's in the spots are.
Okay.
Marge Land is paying privately to have that dumpster. So she has to pay $80 every 2 months.
Right, for the dumpster, but she doesn't pay a tipping fee, does she? We pay that. We pay for the trash, the rental of the dumpster, I believe, the people that ask for them. I'm pretty sure Connie pays her dumpster fee and the trash fee. Didn't you say that?
I have a correspondence from one of them, saying that they pay for the rental and they just got a bill for $400 and change to dispose of the trash themselves. But over here, it looks like Hartford's paying for that.
Hartford, for those dumpsters on that sheet, regardless of what she told you, you pay the tipping fee. You always have. And they help subsidize your route.
So.
I mean, we would be $30,000 less than our next competitor. There's a reason.
No, I guess one of the people that have rented a dumpster way on top of Gurney Hill, has,
She
No,
pays
she pays for
for the
dumpster.
service of going
Right.
up there.
but she feels she also gets another bill for the tipping.
That's not so.
So Ellen, I have a
Oh, I
question.
hate
Looking at
that.
the correspondence, she says, "Hi, I wanted to give you an update on the dumpster. I spoke to Archie's, and our dumpster is a private resident dumpster that goes directly into the dump from the truck. Any dumpsters associated with the town of Hartford is getting dumped into the bigger dumpster, and then there's a cross charge for them to take it to the waste facility."
I don't know what she's talking about. She pays a flat fee every month for us to service that dumpster. And all of those 2 yarders, in fact, all the dumpsters on that sheet, you guys pay the tipping fee. Now, if she had a cleanup dumpster, I don't know this particular thing, that wouldn't be on. If you call to have your house cleaned out,
Yeah.
death, or for whatever reason, that's not the same. And Main Molded Machine has a 6-yard up there as well. That does not get dumped on the town of Hartford either.
I don't know now, I'm just telling you what the correspondence said, so.
No, I can't change that.
So, we really appreciate your time. What we're trying to do is, and if you could kind of explain to the people that are attending and ones at home, when we recycle every other week, that gets, when it gets brought back to Arches, it gets credited to us by the tonnage, or how does recycling work?
We pick your recycling up, then we take it to our recycling place in Farmington, sort it out by the compartments that are on the truck and the trailer, and then bale it up and send it to the people that reuse it.
Awesome. So recycling saves us money, that's all I was trying to tell you.
Yes, it
It's like
does.
a
Yes,
direct
it does.
correlation. If
And
we recycle more.
your town does a good job recycling.
Well, I know it's not easy. I know you've had staff issues and truck issues because your employees are like, I'm sorry, but the truck broke.
Yeah.
And, it's happening at many companies. We're short-staffed at.
There isn't enough people to go around anymore for some reason.
So,
And they've made it so tough here in the state of Maine, legalized marijuana, but now we test the truck drivers for it, and it stays in their system 20, 30 days. Young people aren't going into the driving business.
no, that's right. You're the same issue, see around.
Yes.
Well, drivers, everybody. Yeah. Are there any questions for Alan tonight?
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Can you stand up and can you give us your name?
Yeah, Michael Craig. I'm 140 Lakeview Drive, I want to find Shores. It's convenient for me with the dumpster, but you mentioned that we have to look at the contract, and
What
would it be a fair statement to say that going around to pick everything up is going to cost more than to have one dumpster, everybody takes it, you do one dump?
Your Pine Shores is a little bit different than everywhere else. I gave them the opportunity to go either way. And I think the dumpsters is there simply because there's a lot of out-of-state people that come up in the summertime and they don't want their trash sitting on curbside waiting for an animal to get into it.
Yeah.
And I believe that's the reason there.
But if you take the dumpsters away and we have to put it out curbside, wouldn't that cost you more if you have to make 40 stops rather than one?
Well, I didn't do it that way. Yes, there is an extra cost to doing it that way. And that's what I meant by opening the contract back up, because these dumpsters help subsidize the trash collection in this town.
And I understand that, and I understand, but my point is, we're worried about the budget, but it's gonna cost you more to get rid of the dumpsters.
That's why we asked Alan over, because we just wanted a total picture. We haven't made any decisions, we're just looking at alternatives, because we certainly want to keep bulky waste, our once-a-year bulky waste. We also we're trying to get people to do as much recycling as possible, which helps the budget.
Yep.
And we're trying to keep our taxes down, and being someone that lives on Bear Pond, I totally understand. And this time of year, they can't even get down my roads, because they're pretty bad. So, we're looking at all alternatives.
Gotcha, thank you.
You're very welcome. Yes, Richard?
Don't you have to send a separate truck to empty the dumpsters? You can't empty the dumpsters by the same truck that picks up curbside, can you?
Yes,
Or you can't?
yes.
Oh,
We do it right en route.
I thought you had to send a separate truck.
No, the ones in your town here are all rear load and go right on the back of that truck.
Yes, sir, Jason, then young lady, you're next.
Yeah, Jason Landry, just a quick question for you. You mentioned a 6-yarder at business. Did you mention a 6-yarder that was somewhere that the town didn't pay for? Or a
Well,
dumpster that the town
yes, I
didn't pay
did.
for?
At Main Molded Machine, that's not picked up on your route at all.
Is that because they're a business?
Yes.
So if someone had a sign up and it had a dumpster, would you automatically tell them that it couldn't be residential, that they would have to do a commercial dumpster?
Well, it depends on the size of the business, I guess, but
Depends on the sign too, doesn't it?
what's that?
He said if someone had a sign, it kind of depends on what the sign said, doesn't it?
I'm referring to a business, but thank you for clarifying that. I'm referring to a commercial type setting.
We haven't had that issue here in town because there isn't many businesses very much, but, the, the small ones normally is not a question, but that's a 6-yard that they load pretty hard. And
Yeah.
it shouldn't go on your taxes, that's a business.
Right, okay. Thank you.
Richard, no, this young lady next. Can I have your name?
Debbie Salisbury.
Thank you, Debbie.
So I live down Adams Road, and I have to drag my trash to the end it's, when you guys first did this, there was only one person at the end of the road, and now there's 3 residents on that road. And you come down every other week to get Marge's dumpster, and you go right by my driveway. So I don't know if this is a town question or if this is a question for him, but I mean, I obviously would like my trash picked up at the end of my yard. I mean, all that, those dumpsters and bins at the end of the road there, I don't know how they plowed with such a mess, you know?
Adams Road, I can't even think where you are.
Stetson.
It's all Stetson.
And Marjorie Rand is the first person on here, she has a dump.
Okay.
Doesn't mean she pays for the
If
dumpster.
you want to put it out every other week when we go down there curbside, I'll have them pick it up for
I
you.
mean, I can do that, but when there's 3 residents down that road and there's plenty of room to turn around, I mean, I told her I don't even, that's the only reason she's renting this dumpster. If you could just go down that road and.
Well, as long as she's got the dumpster there and we're going down for that, fine. But if the town wants to add another road, then we have to talk about that as well.
So that would be a town question.
So originally, you were the only one on the road.
No, Adams at the end was Adams.
And so, but now there's
There's 3 different.
3 residents.
Yeah.
Does that include Marjorie?
Yes.
Okay. And she chose to get a dumpster because
Because
she
she
wanted.
couldn't do it. I mean, dragging it down the road and the road is not plowed, then you've got all these trash cans at the end. If emergency vehicles had to go through or whatever, I mean, it's ridiculous, especially in the winter.
So, but Marjorie has hers picked up every 2 weeks. So he's
Yeah.
only going down there every 2 weeks
Right,
at this point.
right. But she would like hers picked up as
Of
well.
course, yeah.
You can turn around, wait, there's plenty of room to turn around with her.
But that's my point in telling you that these private dumpsters are helping subsidize your collection here. And the reason we're going down that road is for that dumpster. And if you want to put your trash out every 2 weeks with that dumpster, I'll tell the guys to grab it at the end of your driveway. That's not a problem. But if she cancels her dumpster, then we won't be going down that road unless the town wants to pick that up.
Exactly.
I'm just taking notes. Thank you. Yes, Lee.
I have a question for Mr. Archibald. Can you explain to me how these various dumpsters in town at private residences are helping to subsidize the trash program?
Because they're paying, as she said, $400 or $80 or $60, I don't know the amount. And I'm able
Per
to,
month?
per
For
month.
the dumpsters?
And rather than me having a truck over here to go around and dump those 14 or 15 dumpsters, it'll take 2 to 3 hours, we're doing it en route. So you guys, you don't know you are, but you're seeing a savings because they're contributing to the overall cost of us having a truck here for
That's
10
so
hours.
important to know.
Richard, you're next. Did I see your hand?
Does the tipping fee, is that influenced by how much weight is in the dumpster? It
Exactly.
is.
Yes,
So
the
if
tipping
there's
fee at
more weight
the,
in there, then it costs, then the tipping fee is more.
that's how the disposal is by the ton.
It's not a larger tipping fee, it's a larger amount of goods for the tipping fee.
Well, I had somebody.
Right. Yeah, this was great. Jason, yes, you're next.
So the solid waste committee had a concern about the dumpsters are, some of them are in areas that aren't very well observed, monitored. And we're kind of under the assumption that they might be being abused by people outside of town.
I,
Is there anything we can do to keep an eye on that better or limit it if it is happening?
well, I don't think you're seeing that at private residences.
No.
Nobody's coming in there. And the other ones are out here for the townspeople, for the roads we can't get down. I'm not sure how you would police that. It doesn't seem ridiculous, I gotta-
Is locking them even an option?
yeah, everybody that use it will have a key, but yeah, I suppose that could be done.
Or a combination, I don't know. what-
Or a combination, yeah, I suppose that could be done.
Because I was just thinking of Pine Shores, they've got a beautiful dumpster area, but it's not near anyone's house. Anyone can drive down one way and put stuff in and drive out. I don't know if they have cameras, I don't know any of the Pine Shore details. I'm just saying, and I'm not sure what you're picking up, I'm just looking at, as we move forward. I know the dumpster on Garden Drive, I'm there monitoring what's in it, what people are putting in. I followed a family home that actually had put a mattress in it, and I said, you go back and get that out. This is not a large item pickup, this is a residential dumpster, and that's not household trash. And it actually came from the home in another town, but I made them go take it back. And when people leave stuff there, we are watching it, we've got a camera over there, and so but I don't know about the other dumpsters, or if anyone's monitoring. Isaac?
We do have a camera in Palm Shores to make sure that we're not having illegal dumping. And even the residents will make sure that we're dumping what we're supposed to, so we do have cameras set up.
And I'd like to add, I'm Karen, by the way, I'd like to
Okay,
add,
thank you.
Archie's has been doing a wonderful job. Specifically this last year, they've been watching stuff that goes in the dumpster. We haven't had a lot. If there is anything in there, they pull it out and put it off to the side. And our board takes care of it, we pay for that. So I don't think there's much going anywhere, as we're talking about to Archie's.
And you guys do a good job of recycling too, that building's full of love.
Yes, building's always full. I don't know if we've talked about Pine Shores yet, but I just walked in.
I apologize because it was on the agenda for
Yeah.
farther down,
Right.
but where Alan was there, I really wanted to give him a chance, not make him wait all night.
Thank you.
So I didn't miss much. We just made sure that everybody's gonna be dumping down at Pine Shores for you, no problem.
Okay.
Just kidding. So there are dumpsters now, and I'll use Garden Drive and on the other side of Bear Pond as an example, that at this point, there's no way to really recycle in the winter because to have everyone bring their little bin and basket, it would be whatever. How best can we handle that? I'll give you an example. I brought my recycling today over here to the town hall, and I set it next to the town office stuff so that we could
No
recycle.
wonder they didn't take mine. They took yours instead.
It was all together, you silly. So what, I mean, is there a bin we can purchase or use at these dumpsters off-season? So
There used to be down there, when we had it beside the road at McSherry Lane, they had the thing out there.
I saw that wooden thing.
Yeah.
Someone else is using it now.
Oh, and that worked pretty well, I thought. But again, if you want to bring your buckets over and set there, I'll have the recycle truck swing in there and look. That's not a problem.
Okay.
In your particular case, and West Cove Road does do that. They bring them, the people bring up their
They bring
recycling.
them up, because I've never seen them up there when I've been.
There's someone that has an orange, I can't tell you where it comes from, but there's an orange recycle bucket out there every,
So
not every
I know
week,
the
but,
Garden Drive one serves almost one whole side of the pond.
right.
So that could be like 32 little bins, which isn't enough room plowed there right now. I'm just trying to look at a more permanent solution, something that's, God forbid, it's a private landowner. I don't want to have to hunt down
I
families.
know,
and put
that's a
out
good
there.
spot for that one at
Stop.
Garden Drive for you guys. It's not, nobody sees it.
Yeah, nobody sees it. Stay away from the dumps. Yes, Lenny?
I wasn't expecting this to be discussed this quickly. Dave Bowen did the research for this topic for the Solid Waste and Recycling Committee. And he was under the impression that the private home dumpsters were costing the town money because we were paying the tipping fee, not the private homeowners. But there's some kind of a balance I wasn't aware of. Who
So-
pays the tipping fee on those private residence dumpsters?
We do,
We do.
yeah. And Dave mentioned that at the meeting the last time, that
Right,
they paid a fee to have a dumpster and the town pays that dumpster.
okay.
But we were under the impression that multiple families were using that and that it was household trash, hopefully, and not a bunch of other stuff in there.
In his research, he was also concerned, and Jason can help, that all the dumpsters were being abused, especially like Labrador Pond Road, which is totally unmonitored and always has refrigerators and everything else there. And he was concerned about Pine Shores, actually. And I know he was one of the advocates for dumpsters there.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yes, back in the day.
So height wiring.
But Dave hasn't lived there in quite some time. It's been about a year. And like I said, Archie's does an amazing job. They've been pulling anything out. We haven't had a lot of stuff. And then we pay for it. If there's anything that we need to move, I've taken a couple things here and there somewhere to pay for it. So that hasn't been an issue. Our subdivision has 50 lots in there. Half of them are full-time residents. And the other remaining ones come up quite often. You know, they come on weekends or holidays, sometimes during the week too. It would be a huge inconvenience for them. Just putting this out there to leave their trash. I don't know how they do it. You know how they would do it for days. And we do have wild animals and raccoons, and we've even had bears that have gone into the dumpster before too. We've had to be vigilant about that. So, but Archie's has been doing a wonderful job. And I missed the beginning, so I'm not sure. You said something about cost, right? I think you talked about the cost. So
But
if
Dave was
you
under the
compare-
impression that we could,
Yeah.
we have a shortfall for bulky waste pickup per what the budget committee came up with, and I think it's $4,000. That sound right, Jason?
I think so.
Yeah, and he thought by eliminating the dumpsters, we could make that saving
In the tipping fees.
and save bulky waste pickup. Because right now, we don't have the money. If things continue as they're going. I mean, this was a big discussion. It didn't only involve dumpsters, it involved
Absolutely.
many
And
issues.
for those that don't know, Lenny's in charge of our solid waste committee. There's going to be Jason and Dave Bowen, I don't know who else
Kate Owens.
are on the committee, and
And those are open meetings, and they're always announced, like we have one tomorrow night, because we didn't want to have one on Christmas.
So my understanding is that your budget has a shortfall, right?
The town
The
budget.
town
the towns.
for bulky waste. And we had some questions around that, for Pine Shores, like how did the budget get, allocated? Are you also looking every year for more people that move in? We have some new people that have moved in, and I know the town of Hartford is growing. So are you also looking for increases on that? And then the other thing we were wondering too, and I'm glad that Archie is here, is that with all of our, let's say that he has to pick up, 40 stops along his way for this trash, does that really make sense compared to one stop for the dumpster? The cost allocated for the time of the individuals that are working with that too. So I wasn't sure, did you already talk about that? You
So currently,
Sorry.
Archie's is on a contract. Is it 3 year?
3 years with an option to go 2 more.
And so, his prices went up and we put it out to competitive bid. He was the best bid. We weren't unhappy with his service. And, prices went up compared to what we'd already budgeted. And so we've seen many towns around us, taxes go through the roof. We're trying to keep a handle on everything. And what's really passionate, trash is very passionate. We didn't, we knew we'd have a good turnout tonight. We're just trying to look at all the options. And we didn't know the whole story on dumpsters, which is why Leanne called Alan to come.
Wonderful, thank you.
Wait, no. Right
I just wanted to answer Karen's question.
Do you mind?
No.
Dan? No, Dan behind you's at the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
The Empress, Pine Shores. My comment thing was, they wanted to take away talk about maybe taking away the dumpsters and doing roadside pickup. I can't help but think that the labor involved, tell me if I'm wrong, would be more than going to pick up a dumpster. Am I right?
Yes,
So I don't
absolutely.
think it's
But we
possible.
were, so we're information gathering.
Yeah.
We had no idea that you guys had cameras, we had no idea about all the other dumpsters, and we knew that a few had been abused, because if you go by, there's lots of stuff out there. I'm constantly monitoring the Garden Drive one and the one across the street, I can't remember the name, but on the other side of the pond.
West Cove Road.
West Cove Road. Just because people do just stop in there and try to drop stuff and if you guys drive by, you'll see a camera sitting over there too. So, yes, Leanne?
I just want to say, at town meeting, the budget committee recommended one amount for trash. The selectmen recommended another amount. The voters chose the lesser of the two.
Right. And I just, what I wanted to say was, I'm not on the budget committee, I used to be. So I don't know what their internal thinking was, but I think, aren't you on the budget committee?
It doesn't matter, the budget committee told it wasn't chosen. No, it was chosen,
Yeah.
yes. But by the townspeople. Not by the budget committee, just puts it forward. The townspeople vote on it. The townspeople voted for a lower number.
I just meant maybe he knew the thinking. I don't know, because I wasn't there.
Isaac?
That lower number, I'm not sure people knew what they were voting for, because that lower number was what we needed to have a centralized bulky pickup area by the town office, and it was to reduce services. And when the question was asked, so does that mean we're going to that? The answer was no, because it's up to the select board. Well, if we cut the budget, we can't assume that we'll be able to keep the same services that we had before.
Right.
So when the answer was no, services won't change, was that misleading?
It wasn't clear.
That is,
What was that?
It wasn't clear at town meeting.
Because
because we didn't know which number they'd be choosing at town meeting. The select board picked
the
a higher
higher number,
number.
and
So we're working to get to that lower number, plus our numbers are up this year, so.
so if we reduce the budget, we can keep the same service that we had before with the lower numbers.
Yeah.
So right now, you guys are in a catch-22 where you either have to come up with more money or cut services.
Or they can overspend the budget and put an article on next
Yep.
town meeting's warrant, which we've done many times.
Because
Right, but we are looking at all alternatives. We're not gonna just say, okay, forget it, we're just gonna keep spending. This is your money, we're all spending, and we need ideas. And we didn't really know what was going on with each dumpster and which ones were being monitored and which ones weren't. And we had questions, which is why we asked Alan to be here too.
And we on the solid waste and recycling committee are trying to work with that budget and not punish anybody. I mean, frankly, I wasn't really in favor of it, but I'm only one voter. Because that's one of the few services the average person like me, who doesn't have a big property and big choice, gets.
Right.
This trash pickup.
Peggy, you're next.
Yeah, I was just thinking that if, I've had my hand up for so long. Oh, yes, when you have your voting on your budget at the town meeting, if there's gonna be a major change in service, that needs to be specified, so when people are reading through what they're voting on, they know that the different numbers represent a different level of service.
Well, we're certainly trying to.
No, I'm just saying.
explain things. The select board knew that we wanted a higher number,
Okay, I'm just saying.
so.
I just want to ask
Yes,
Alan
ma'am.
something before he leaves. If you have any resources on recycling bins, I'd like to present something at the budget meetings.
Okay,
And I always thought you could bring bulky waste to Mexico and pay a tipping fee, but someone said they went and they couldn't do it.
we do it if I've got a truck in the yard, I can
Oh.
take that in, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to put it into a truck.
Okay.
Can you say that a little louder, because that was.
If you have bulky items that you need to get rid of between your spring cleanup, we can take that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a transfer station, so I can't put it in a roll-off or a container, but we can put it in the back of a truck without any issue whatsoever.
So our understanding was we could go to your place and give it to you, but that was not what happened like a week or so ago. They had to call and arrange for a pickup, but, we weren't clear on that, I guess.
Well, there again, it may depend on how much you had. I'm talking like a couch or a mattress box spring or
Yeah, well, it was-
something like
it wasn't
that.
that much, but nobody was even there, so, what should we do then? We should call you?
Call ahead, yeah, and set it up, because there's not always somebody there to take care of that, that's
Yeah,
true.
Okay, that sounds good, thank you.
Did everyone else hear that too? If you have something off bulky season and you don't want to be sitting on it, and please don't put your bulky waste outside to gather water and tonnage. To reclaim it. Right. So if you can call Archie's ahead before you bring it over, you will not be responsible for that fee, but it'll be out of your yard, out of your area, and it won't be accumulating water. Do you have any idea what a couch would cost for tonnage or a mattress or?
I think a couch is maybe like, if it has a bed in it or recliners in it, it's probably between $25 and $50, depending on what you have for, so those 1 with 2 recliners are sound friggin' heavy, excuse my language.
And is that about what it amounts to when it's picked up in bulk? The same amount, right?
For heaviness, you mean?
Yeah, for heaviness and cost. Like if a couch is generally, say, $25, just supposing, and instead of carrying it up there in a truck, you put it out for bulky waste pickup, does it still cost the town about $25?
I would assume so, yes. I know you guys always fill trucks up, so we just have a, 7-ton load or a 6-ton load, but
Right.
I'm
but-
assuming that
But
it's that way.
I guess I'm just asking, is that 25 or $50, does that relate directly to the cost of stuff that you need inside the road?
I never looked at it that way, I guess so, yeah.
Similar tonnage. Yes, Jason?
I just wanted to say that the solid waste committee wanted to present that there is another option, which is what we've been trying to do all year long, and that is to educate people. Because maybe we are doing a decent job recycling, but who can say that they haven't thrown something away that they shouldn't have, that could have been recycled? And we saw the shortfall coming. We didn't want curbside bulky waste to go away. We've had training, we've had educations. We're trying to teach people about better ways to recycle. Because it's $4,000. We can certainly save $4,000 as a town if we really try to be able to keep all our services and not lose anything. So I just wanted to throw that out there. There is the option of trying a little harder.
Well, I know, and Lenny, I'll get to you in 1 second. I drive down Berry Road to leave my home in either direction on a trash day, and there are several homes that do not have any recycling out on recycling week. So there's a lot of folks in this town that have a great opportunity to recycle that aren't. Yes, Lynn?
And we had an event on National Recycling Day, very poorly attended, though it was advertised. So we were disappointed, but we had a good time. But
Great info you left too.
yeah, we left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another factor is that nationwide, 25% to 30% of trash is food waste. And composting is a great way to deter that. And the next issue of the Hartford News is going to have a big article about how easy it can be to compost and cut down on that heavy food waste, which also attracts animals.
Yes. Leanne?
I was gonna suggest something, but,
No, I love to hear your idea.
well, I don't wanna keep Alan all night. I was thinking maybe they could do a video, but you can Google any videos on recycling anytime, so.
We could put some up there.
So a lot we can use that.
Richard, yes. We're gonna wrap this up.
Well, for anybody, any people that are living way up at the end of the road for their privacy, and they can't, and actually can't get up there in the winter, then they should definitely pay their own tipping fee. That's their choice where they live. If they wanna live way the heck and gone out at the other end of, what's this road over here?
Yep.
Yeah.
But they're paying for this service.
What?
They're paying for this service with
They're
their
paying for
taxes.
the dumpster.
Well, for the dumpster, but they should pay the tipping fee, because it's their choice where they live, and the package can't get to it in the winter, then they should pay the tipping fee.
But he can. He goes up
What's
there, up to Gurney.
No, I was listening.
Yeah, I was trying to think of Gurney Hill, yeah.
Venice Road, they really, yeah.
Is there any other comments, suggestions, ideas? I see a lot of new faces. I thought you all came with some awesome ideas. No, hold on, Richard. Let's give them a chance. Anybody?
So the budget is, the issue is bulky waste, is that what it is? $4,000 over on bulky waste?
Correct,
It's the same
but
budget.
it's the whole budget
the
of,
whole budget, but
Yeah.
it's really you're thinking bulky waste.
Well,
Have
Every-
you looked
every-
into other options, perhaps going with like the town of Canton or any other options on bulky waste or anything like that?
so I think, I know you weren't here, but we hashed a lot of this out regarding it. People really do the curbside where we don't have a dump to go to.
Right,
And a lot of our folks are elderly without vehicle, without like a truck or whatever, and having that one bulky waste works good for them. We have limited it to a truckload this past year, we did,
Which helped a
which
lot.
really
It
helped.
helps. A pickup truckload and 2 weeks only that you put stuff up.
So it's not like an ongoing pile that you keep loading throughout the year, it's, you've got 2 weeks, which limits it, which is great, you know, and other people from other towns aren't dropping their stuff at your yard, which we knew was happening too, so, but we're working hard, we're just trying
yeah,
to.
so I was just wondering, like, you were asking for suggestions.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you'd already looked into other options like that.
Yeah, the
That's
bulky
what we-
waste committee made a suggestion of having, roll-off dumpsters down here and having us and our chief people man it, have everyone bring their stuff down here. One or 2 days.
That recommendation? No. No. Dave had made that suggestion before he was on the solid waste committee.
So, but there was an idea brought forward to save money, which was to have everyone bring their bulky waste here. But we're trying to accommodate, trash is a sensitive subject. We're
Yeah,
trying to accommodate, recycling can really, really save us some money if people would do it.
and we definitely know that, because our board and our group, we talk about it at every meeting. If we see issues with it, we actually talk to the people that we knew threw something in there. So we're on top of that, we're right there with you, trying to get that. So I was trying to think of other ways of cutting costs and that, but, I don't have any.
We're gonna think of something tonight when you're sleeping or tomorrow, whatever. Just
Yeah,
email or Facebook on Hartford or email Leanne and we'll take all suggestions because we're all in it together.
right, okay, thank you.
And last comment, Richard.
Okay, well, I don't wanna see the town give up curbside pickup. And I would comment about that
You mean for bulky waste or for regular trash pickup?
for regular trash.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever
I
gonna
don't
take
want them to
over.
give that up, and I realize that it costs the town money, but the town doesn't have a police force, they don't have a fire department, that's one of the few benefits
Right.
that Hartford offers.
We're not even contemplating
No, I
changing
know, but I'm
curbside.
just saying, I don't wanna,
Okay,
I
we're
don't
not
wanna,
contemplating.
have to take my waste down to a dumpster.
We're not changing that, Richard.
Good.
All good. Everyone got that message, because we're not changing that. And do not need to hit me up a rock through my car windshield, please. Thank you very much.
Well, I just wanna make sure.
No, we're not. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And just one last comment, those 2-yard dumpsters are just about the size every 2 weeks for a regular household. There's not a lot of outside anything going in there but that.
Okay. And I was happy to hear that you were relocating trash that was supposed to be in a dumpster, so that.
Yeah, they don't take it if they're not supposed to. We don't take the bulky items.
Thank you for coming. Yep.
Maybe
All set?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your hard work, and we know how difficult it is.
Thank you.
Leanne?
The last meeting, you made a motion to do our best to eliminate tipping costs for private dumpsters and have them place trash at end of driveways or road for winter-only dumpsters. We will find out where they are to create a plan to eliminate them.
So, we didn't have enough information, and now that we're learning.
But you did on motion.
Right,
Right,
and it was
and I'm
approved.
explaining that we obviously did not have enough information. So at this point, I think we need to discuss this. It sounds like a lot of dumpsters being well managed. And like Pine Shores, he's gonna end up changing his contract or Adam, so we gotta cost more. You don't want to add more to it. Richard?
Are we still seeing a lot of, I think we see a lot of people coming in from out of town and putting stuff in Hartford dumpsters?
I'm just going by what I was told, was we have some dumpsters that people continue to put stuff beside them. that don't belong in the dumpster and they just leave it there.
Yeah, but I'm talking about people coming in from.
I don't know where they're coming from, because some of these
Hard to
dumpsters
tell.
aren't monitored.
What's that?
Hard to tell and not know.
So it's probably not gonna change.
Unless we were to do combination locks on the dumpsters, so that, but,
Then they'd freeze.
yeah,
That's
that'd
a
be hard to do
good
there.
idea.
Right.
Then the trash would be beside the dumpster on the ground.
Right.
So I would say that's an option.
So we made a motion at the last meeting to look at that and and walk towards eliminating those dumpsters. The seasonal dumpsters, Archie's not gonna go into those roads. And they can't, I know that, I had a friend bring me cookies the other day, could not believe how awful our roads were. I said, well, they're private roads, so they don't meet
So,
town standards,
I say
yes.
something? 2 years ago, when I was in the town office, I used to get calls weekly about people complaining about the trash on Berry Road, because that's where you guys have to bring your dumpsters.
That's where we have
And
it
if it was
before.
knocked over or damaged, people would call all the time to compensate them for the damaged dumpsters, or who was gonna pick up the trash? And it was, well, no one picked it up because no one, if my dumpster's not in front of my house or my trash can's not there, whose trash is it to pick up? So it was a pain to deal with that every week. It's trash everywhere. And I would drive around, take pictures, and it was bad. There was couches there. So, yes, dumpsters should be abused.
Absolutely. The one on Berry Road used to have, because it was right on Berry Road, it was kind of down into that ditch at the top of the hill. I caught a gentleman coming from Lewiston who dropped up a bunch of junk from apartments he was cleaning, and I was like, hey, I wasn't working for the town then, but, you know, it was so accessible. And so we searched, because nobody wanted it in their backyard, but we ended up finding a private landowner, as long as we maintain it, he'll let us keep it there. And it's out of sight, out of mind, and people from out of town, they don't think.
So having dumpsters where they're not seen might be something that we might want to consider. And also, the amount of work it's gonna take to clean up after we just have trash cans at the end of a road. How many owners are in Garden Drive, McSherry, and all those roads? And if you all have to put your trash cans there every Tuesday, that's gonna be a mess.
It is, and I don't know if people understand McSherry Lane and Berry Road, but there's no breakdown lane. There's no place to put a trash can. And I think a few years ago, when we didn't have a dumpster spot and people started trying to bring it out, it's so narrow on Berry Road, it's like a lane and a half that's plowed. And people would set it up there, and as soon as the dumpster, the trash truck would go by and dump it, and set it up there with no weight in that trash can, it would go down into the gully. So then there were trash cans that stayed down in there, because the older folks couldn't get down in there to get them. So I totally understand it, it's gonna be a challenge, but we need to look at everything, and that's what we're doing.
So what do we want to do? Do we need to make a decision on that tonight? We made a motion to look at how we can reduce the costs. We've gathered more data. Does
We
that
made a
decision-
motion to do our best to eliminate tipping costs for private dumpsters and have them place trash at the end of the road, driveways.
So, but at the time, we didn't know the fees that they were paying for those private dumpsters goes towards keeping our budget lower.
There's new information that came in.
So do you want to make a motion to keep things the way they are for now, or, because right now it looks like you're gonna work to,
So I would like to make a motion that we keep things the way they are for now, but look at those dumpsters that are in an open area with no monitoring, to maybe relocate them to an area that is better monitored or not on the open road where nobody sees them.
Took a game camera.
we need a second before you discuss it.
So I made a motion, okay. All in favor? Oh, can we?
Now you discuss
All
it.
right, all right.
I just didn't want you to keep adding to that motion.
A game camera would work if, as long as somebody's willing to put it in a place that's high enough that they're not gonna take it down. My first one got smashed, so I put it up higher.
They make some pretty sneaky ones nowadays.
What's that?
They make some pretty sneaky ones nowadays.
Yep, yeah.
And they go straight to somebody's cell phone.
Cell phone. Yeah. Any other discussion on that? Because we'd like to move forward. All right, all in favor of that motion that we continue to look at alternatives and those dumpsters that are showing? Great. All in favor? Awesome, thank you, everyone. Next on the agenda, actually, the very first thing,
Well,
Iris.
did you want to let Dina move up too or not?
Yes, oh, sure. Wait. Don't leave yet. It could affect you.
Hello, my name is Dina Toma. I live on Berry Road. And I'm here to propose if I could waive the fee for the rental for this space and insurance to throw a spaghetti dinner for the Stevens families whose home was destroyed by a vehicle on the
Which would
28th.
happen on the Saturday, the 28th.
Yes, from 1 to 6 p.m.
I make a motion that the town absorb the cost for the insurance and co-sponsor this event. We cover our insurance. It covers the event when you get it.
Our insurance won't cover it. You want to pay for the gather guard? I don't know what you mean.
So you need a homeowner's insurance to cover the call?
Correct.
The event?
Yep.
Yeah, the Gavin's Guard, it's $75. I don't mind paying the
I can
$75.
use mine.
So you want to co-sponsor the event?
She would have to rent the hall.
We can't waive it.
Right.
Yeah, we can waive the fee, but we can't waive the insurance.
Yep. And you're already doing too much. We don't want you to pay the insurance.
Thank you.
Would you be willing to have a select board
Of
member
course.
be a partner with you and
Absolutely.
great.
And I did leave some sign-up sheets on the table for food that we're looking for if someone wants to sign up. I also have an Amazon wish list on the group page that I made for the Stevens Family's fundraiser. And there has a shopping list for Amazon. So if people from out of town do want to send things, it's got some spaghettis on there, some plates, silverware, things like that for them. And then we'll be doing the fundraiser. And then after that, we will get with the family and we're going to allocate how they want their funds spent. So.
Now, just since we have your
Yes.
undivided attention,
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding, we've had a couple of contractors call in
Yes.
to the town office, and we have referred them over to Herbie.
Yes.
And is there any update? Do you know how that's going or what?
We have an electrician, a plumber, construction team, volunteers to pour concrete. Really everyone's willing to help. We just need a little bit more money to get the products. The labor has pretty much all been volunteered so far. Yeah.
What a talent.
And during this meeting, my husband just left to go pick up, 12 pounds of spaghetti and sauces and a whole bunch of salad dressings from a donation. So
Fantastic.
they're coming out of the woodwork right now. Yep.
Excellent. Now, I signed up to volunteer the other day
Mhm.
for Saturday setup.
Mhm.
And there was only a few people. The ATV set.
The ATV is gonna set up. So 4 o'clock, the first setup in the breakdown is really where it's gonna be. And a lot of people have verbally said, hey, I'm gonna be there, don't worry about it. But if they'd like to sign up, they can do that on time if they wanna sign up to clean up or serve or anything like that. But I currently take off the entire month of December to help GoFundMe's. So I have 3 currently, and both of those families are also going to be with me to help serve and help raise money for this family. So I have volunteers, and we have a partial catering business, so I have all the chafing dishes and heaters and everything we'll need for the food, so we don't need to waste money on any of that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We do dishes here, by the way, but it also means that you wash that.
Yes, yes. We will clean it, I promise.
I would like to make a motion that we waive the fee
Thank you.
for the hall rental and that we agree to have, and if you agree, that
Yes,
Kathy will be a co-sponsor.
of course. Perfect. Thank you so much, Kathy.
All in favor?
Who seconded that?
What's that?
Who seconded that?
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you so much.
They
Thanks for all
gonna
you're
do a
doing.
barricade,
What's that?
like build a barricade so it doesn't happen again?
We are talking about relocating their home, actually. It's
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
basically knock off the foundation. They have no bathroom. They have a kitchen and a bedroom, which they share with the 2 dogs and 2
And
rabbits.
dirt floors,
Huh?
and dirt floors.
And dirt floors. So really, we're talking about a stick frame building out back for them, moving their wood stove for them, just moving them farther back. But the concrete company also said they would like to donate and get approved by the town, which they haven't done yet, some pipes of concrete, just to kind of make a small barrier in their yard more than towards the road. Because the barrier issue is the fact that if a barrier is there with a gentle car accident, it's that barrier going to create more of an accident, and that's where the struggle comes in with most of the town.
But they do have land further back, they could.
They have an acre and a half back that we could move it back and relocate, and I have volunteers coming out of Union for construction. Hammond Lumber's talked to me also. Your city representative, Tammy Schmerzel's gonna be, she's gonna come by on the 28th. So she said she's gonna try really hard to come by that day.
You're looking to sell an auction items.
We have auction items available. We're looking for more. We're gathering those throughout right now, yes.
And we
So
just go to your Facebook page.
you can go straight to my Facebook page for any information, or go to the group page on Facebook that I made for the Stevens family, because that's where all the information is, including the Amazon list, the food list that we're looking for signups over here, and plates and things. So that's the goal, is to raise the money and then figure out where to get it. But Herb is not gonna leave that property, so we've gotta build around him, so we're gonna do that.
Kathy, Lo and I went the other day, and he is not leaving.
He is not leaving.
We didn't go there, we just wanted to see how they were doing it, if they'd had a chance to meet you.
Yeah, I've been by quite a few times. The only thing they're in need of right now on the fast track is a little bit of wood, so his stack's getting a little lower, so if anybody has a handful or two, firewood, yep.
There's a family the other day, Larry and James Jordan. They give him some wood.
Perfect.
And I went up, picked it up, brought it back down, unloaded it. So they got a little bit, but.
Great, perfect. Well, that was the only thing Marilyn asked me for was 3 days ago, was some more wood, so we had some dropped off. Now that it's clear a little bit more, we might get a little bit more dropped off, though, that they've cleared that up a little bit, so. All right, so for now, they're all right, but we're gonna see everybody on the 28th, hopefully. Bring your friends and family. There's no price on the flyer because it is donation. I wouldn't ask for a minimum price at anywhere that I do a donation thing, because I'll give you my last $10. I can't give you 100 if I don't have it, right? So it is donation. Bring your family. We have to go boxes also, so bring everybody through and advertise if you can. There are flyers, or there's still some at the town office. If you'd like to pick one up for your job or anything like that, we have some at the town office. If you need one tonight, grab it off the bulletin board and I'll replace it tomorrow. Okay? Anything
Thank you.
else?
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm gonna leave because I'm a dog.
Okay, now you can go.
Thank you.
Just want to make sure you're in on it. You guys are free that weekend, right? You're gonna probably have dinner.
My brother's coming in from Florida.
We're not gonna be here, but we will.
Yeah. We were going to.
Yes. Yeah, families, thank you so much. All right, awesome. All right, RSU 10 report. You have a report for RSU 10?
No, but have you heard whether they're gonna have to replace that school bus up in the cell?
We don't know anything yet.
Don't know anything
We
yet.
don't know anything yet.
Well, I guess it went on its side.
I know.
Well, no, but I remember if they have to buy a new school bus, it costs a lot of money.
I understand that for sure. We haven't got any information. Okay. RSU 10 report, anybody got anything new? I know the school board gets to sending that.
Okay.
School board information, thank you for sending that out to us. All right, is there a road commissioner report? Okay. And road committee, changed the meeting, so that's next, and there's no cost for code enforcement report, we just need to schedule an executive session for next.
And he is an early bird, early to bed, so he was wondering if you could have it at like 6 o'clock or even earlier.
You guys wanna do 5:30? It can be 6, I just have to put it on my schedule, I don't get enough time to do that.
Don't mind me, it's up to you, no working.
Okay. Let's try for 5:30. Let's do 5:30. Okay. ACO report, anything new? She get her reports in. Kind of.
No reports. She did call, said she was working on kennel inspections. That's about it.
She's following up with a couple of things that somehow she said she didn't get the information on, a couple of reports. So I've asked her to send her the information when the complaint came in and what she's done about it, but I haven't gotten it either. All right, I will make a call again. All right, planning board report, have you guys met?
No, we haven't yet, but I just wanted to bring up a question. The comprehensive plan committee did not meet because of the weather.
Yeah.
And budgets are due by the end of this month. So I don't know if we make any accommodation for how we figure out what we want to present to the budget committee, or can we defer having something set until January for the budget committee? After we have an initial meeting, we need the 6th, so.
What do we usually budget for
Yeah,
conference?
it's pretty early.
It's been 20 years, I
Right.
don't know, but we can make an exception just for that.
Okay, well, that's why I just wanted to, a year's a lot of
I don't know, but
time.
it's any money from, because we haven't done a comprehensive plan in so long. So, yeah, we'll make an accommodation, thank you, Leanne. Excellent, ordinance committee. Well, that was easy. All right, firewood report, nothing? Good, no fires. Treasurer's report, it's all yours.
You have the checking count for
Yeah.
November, reconciliation. We should have put on the agenda, the new sick leave laws, which starts January 1st, where they're gonna start taking money out of
Right,
people's.
you and I discussed this already, but we
Right.
haven't talked about it here.
So I talked to payroll management today. She just needs to know who's paying this. It's gonna be 0.5% of your pay, not for elected officials, not for
Right,
election.
it's for full-time employees, isn't it?
It's all employees except elected and election officials, as long as they make under $1,000 a year.
It doesn't have to be so many employees.
Yeah, we only
It's
have,
higher for larger companies.
we have less than
The
15.
employees portion. So, I believe because we're so small, ours is 0.05 and the employee portion is supposed to be the same. And they can't access it. Employee pays in for a whole year, or maybe even a year and a half before they can even access the sick leave.
The total amount is 0.5%. We just need to tell her who's paying for it, the employee or the town.
The total amount, because,
Under 15 employees, it's either 100% employer or 100% employee contribution equal to 5%, 0.5%, yeah.
so.
Over that amount would be
So it would
50%
be
each.
5% or 0.5,
0.5.
okay. Which we do not have budgeted, but still, it's mandatory.
It would be like $400 or $500 a year.
This is a new employee sick leave, like that they voted in and made. And then they'll pay in for a year or a year and a half, and then if Leanne needs to be out for an extended sick time.
12 weeks, woo-hoo.
It's during budget time, it's during tax time. Yeah, 12 weeks.
So it's not on the agenda, and we would have to update our personnel policy anyway, so we'll have the employees pay for it now, but can we bring it up again because we have to change our policy anyway.
Right, absolutely, we're mandated to do that now. So,
Put it on the next agenda. And we'll have the employees pay it.
well, the employees don't
Now.
start paying until January 1. Oh, that's next week.
Yeah. Well, almost.
2 weeks, right. I think that the town needs to pay for it. Prolonging it 2 weeks, if the employees pay 1 week, one pay cycle out of it, then we take it over, and the law states we're so small that it has to be 100% employer or 100% employee. I don't want to mess with having 1 week employee. You know what I mean? I just think it's gonna mess it up. I'd rather start out the right way. So I'd like to make a motion in order to follow the state mandate that we do this, that the towns start paying that? And you think it's gonna be about $400 to $500 a year?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just,
we'll have to put that in the budget for next year. That's my motion. Okay, all in favor? Thank you, say the name.
well, they're trying to repeal it, some people are.
You might.
What else do I have? We used the broadband grant on the computer equipment. Just a reminder, we have this freedom of access request.
Oh, thank you. I completely
She's
forgot.
been
Okay.
waiting.
I just
That's
need to requisition my phone records and. Okay.
I sent her what I had, which wasn't much.
Yeah, I don't need
Denise.
that, yeah.
That's it.
Okay, one thing I do want to mention about the treasurer's report or the warrant is that, we've had some families in need, in crisis in our beautiful community, and is it called the Laura Irish Fog?
Yep, that's on the
Fog
agenda.
Fund. They chose, to do a donation to 4 different families, or 5?
I think there's
6?
but it's on the agenda.
Oh, it's farther down, yeah, sorry. So, but it's really cool, it's in there already, so it's really great. All right, cemetery committee report, besides it's snow on the ground, so there's nothing going on in the cemeteries. All right, solid waste committee, they've not met yet.
We meet tomorrow night,
Okay, great.
6:30.
Thanks for your help with Archie's and answering questions, appreciate that. And, can anyone report for the rec committee?
I sent notes to Ann, I don't know, 2 weeks ago after the last meeting. Toy drive was fabulous.
It was really great.
It was amazing. I was blown away by how Tommy did. We were talking about doing another breakfast. Well, we talked about breakfast and then we talked about a movie night with breakfast for dinner. So that's in the works because we had some leftovers after the hunter's breakfast. What else did we talk about? We submitted budget requests in our last meeting note, so I think we're covered there. And we're meeting online because Becky's out of state. And Bailey is usually busy with business, so we're now doing conference calls with that meeting for January. And the tables, we had no suggestions because the concrete was too much, so we were sent pictures of tables, so I guess whatever we can chain up, it's a heavy duty table that can't be hauled away.
Awesome. And you sent those recommendations over?
We didn't, they didn't get back to me, so I'm saying,
Gotcha.
you got final say.
Excellent. We'll go with heavy duty.
Because we looked at the concrete and getting the concrete down there, and the cost of shipping and all of it is.
Heavier table will help, and we can do something to, I saw it at, State Park, they poured like a concrete thing in the ground with a pin and attached it to that too, so,
Now, there's a couple of concrete companies in Auburn. Did they do that and would they deliver?
I don't know, but in looking at the prices of the tables for concrete, they were $1,700 and $1,800, and the one that we called, that we called was $660 to ship it. So I know that we get something much less expensive, and I think the metal tables that Leon sent us a picture of the peel. I don't know if she shared that.
They were in your packet. I can just see a little kid running on the beach and smacking his head on a cement picnic table. You know?
yeah.
And they were 38 inches. Like when we started looking at the details, the tabletop was only like 38 inches in diameter. So how many people were gonna?
Right.
When I go to the beach, I go with my friends and their little ones, so I think a big.
Right, a traditional, yeah.
Mesh wire table, but if you still something that looks like.
Right, the rain washes it and it goes right through.
Yeah. So the ones that schools have now are really nice with the attached seats, they're metal. I know they.
Yeah, these are attached, it's in their.
Yeah.
pockets.
And they are mesh. And I know what you're right, Rachel, that's what.
There is one that's handicap accessible, I don't know what our, I don't know ADA compliance, is that something we're concerned with down there? That was my only other thought.
Can you tell me off topic from this, do you know if the buoys have been brought back here?
I do not.
No.
I don't think so. I think they're still on the beach.
Well, we could like to look at them, I guess we will, our son and I will go do that.
Are they on the beach?
They're on the beach, yeah, the water had receded quite a ways.
Right, they were
They're
on
on
the
the beach, and I know, Amber said it pulled them up quite a bit too, but yeah, they're strewn like a big long line across the entire beach.
Anybody have any idea on how much, do I need a trailer to pick them up, is it a lot?
Yeah, it's a lot. You usually put them on a ring or something. I don't know what you usually do, but.
I will coordinate with you, my husband has a trailer, he won't appreciate me volunteering, but it's higher, so.
See, now I'll come down and help load them, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, great. Let's get them in a safe place and store it
Yeah,
up.
where are they
So-
really stored?
What's that?
Where are they stored?
We're gonna put them in the garage. Down below, in the town garage. And unless Pine Shores wants to manage our buoys, which I bet they do not.
Oh, no.
I
It's a
I
lot
apologize,
for
he's
you.
still down there, I thought that
Drop some off.
I thought our constable maintenance guy had picked them up when we had told him they were there.
And we do have snow too, that's, I don't know, but I'm planning on getting down there, but there's snow and ice
On the path.
everywhere, yeah.
Right, but we can at least, is the back gate, can we still get down in there?
Tell you.
No, it's not allowed.
Okay.
But you could figure it out with some sled or something.
So I'm thinking my two ice fishing slides that all help
Yeah.
clear out, we can do that.
That would work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be resourceful,
There you
or
go.
blue tarp,
Yeah.
just stick them on a tarp and slide it.
Yeah.
Thank you, I didn't even consider the snow.
Yeah.
Here are those.
So ATV and is
Right.
the bridge strong enough for an ATV?
What's that?
No.
They're not allowed.
No.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, right.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, we'll get them up here and down into the garage. Excellent. All right, thank you so much. By the way, that really was a fantastic event. The families and the feedback and people were in tears. It was awesome.
Connie's amazing.
She is.
You were
She's a
too.
force of nature.
She is.
All righty. Calendar reminders. Town office is closed on Christmas Day. If you come, you'll be the only one here. Town office is also closed on New Year's Day, same thing. Planning board meeting is the 6th of January. I also want to mention that we did reschedule the comprehensive plan to, what date is that?
The 14th.
Thank you, the 14th, I couldn't remember off the top of my head. So, just so that people at home will know. All right, unfinished business, we can cross dumpsters and curbside collection. Okay, grant digitation of records. Oh my God, Peggy, you've done so much work. Yeah,
So, I got some emails when I got home today, which I don't see that you were on the list. Did you find out that this form is supposed to be filled out like a town?
that's not the employer form.
It's the vendor form, but the emails I got at 5:30 today, which I forwarded to you,
Yeah.
and it also connects with that, Kate McBride from the, what do we call that?
Yeah.
That organization, Archives. It's for the town to fill out this form.
Okay.
And,
Do I have a copy of that form? Can I have that?
yes, that's why I brought it, so make sure you had one. And the Records Management Center, the place to do the scanning, says that these forms, the proposal has to be signed, and I did not feel that was my purview to be signing them, so they need to be signed and faxed back to them. And it does not mean that you're committed, and I forwarded the email
I got that,
explaining it, that it doesn't mean that you're committed to do the project and pay for the money. It's just that you're accepting, I guess, the amount of the
pricing that we're putting forward for the grant.
So did you have anything you have to fill out? I mean, just.
I think I have that, but if you have it right there, I'm gonna
Yeah, I have it all here, so I just wanted to make sure that you had it.
I hadn't even, yeah. Cool. Okay, thank you so much for sending all those glorious pictures that we'll be submitting. I didn't put them all, but I've got,
Oh, no,
I have the best ones to submit with the
I was
grant.
at my computer, I was checking my email once, and I go like, what are all these files about?
Yeah.
Never done that before.
Yeah, so Peggy's been awesome, she put together all this information, and then she sent a bunch to print pictures in color, but she uses new Microsoft software that says, oh, well, you have to have our authorization before you can even open this, and she's. So I felt bad, because I knew you were.
That's fine, I just called them that day, so I just didn't do that all.
Thank you, I got them all, printed a whole bunch, and, so, yeah, and this should be ready, if not tonight, then tomorrow, and I will get it out in the mail. So excited.
Oh,
So-
and we can buy the boxes for half the price at Walmart, we can order them.
Yeah, bag of boxes, I saw that in his email.
Yeah, I know, but we want like $3.85 per box, and you can get 10 for like 18 something at Walmart. I was checking last night.
Nice. I'll check our WB Mason corporate rate, because I can buy stuff at work and pay the corporate rate, so I'll check that too. Leanne?
I don't think you've made a motion to apply for this grant yet.
Oh.
And
Yep.
what's the amount of the grant and what's the cost of the scanning?
We had calculated that out the other day because we have to offer 25% in kind, and the in kind was going to be the time being used to sort through the stuff in there and put it, pack it in boxes and take it out of binders and maybe remove staples and things, so the papers are all prepared to go to the.
Which he was thrilled about, wasn't he? What? He was very happy to hear that we would do that.
Yes, and so I know that was a gross calculation, but I don't know, you had the numbers, I
Yeah,
can't remember
it
it
was
down.
47 hours of
Keep
time
track of how much
for two people.
volunteer hours are put into it.
Yeah, so we had, if we broke it down into two people, it would be 44 hours per person. Our estimated hours to get everything ready to go. And plus, we can't leave records out, so if we work on it a day, everything has to go back and then under lock and key and back and forth. So the total was like 87.35 or something like that, so that's what the total cost would be.
8,700?
Yes.
And the grant was for up to 10,000? And the grant was for up to 10,000, I think?
Yes, the grant was up to 10,000.
So how much is the scanning proposal?
A little over.
I handed it to you, it's right in front of you.
Yes, thank you, Peggy. I'm trying to remember exactly what our number was the other day. We got to add it all in. 29, 25? Yeah, there's several line items. Came up to over $8,000 we had the other day.
So it's under the 10,000, I'm just,
It is under the 10,000.
Yeah, it's like 85-ish.
Do you need that in the motion?
no, I just need approval and just apply for this grant.
So I would like to make a motion to apply for this grant. We will be getting our,
Make your motion. And then talk.
Thank you.
I just want to verify, before I make my motion, I want to verify, Peggy, that we are going to be getting those records back, because his email said that he'd get us some sort of process to get our records back to us. But he wasn't specific, so I just want to make sure that's a part of the overall cost, is that they're going to get those records back without charging us extra money.
Well, you need to verify that with him because you're signing what's there.
Okay, well, I didn't know, since he emailed you about it, that he said anything.
I forwarded all the emails to you.
Yeah, I didn't know if he said anything to you, voice to voice.
Well, I think it's mentioned in there, but now I don't have a copy.
He just-
because I gave one.
The email he stated said that he would work on a process to get it back, get all the information back to us.
I'll clarify that because I gave him 2 records to sample. And I said I want them back, and it wasn't clear how I was getting it back, and then I went on that file share, it says you can open it twice. I said, oh, I better not open it a second time, because I'm not ready to download the whole thing.
Right.
But I'm gonna download it to my own computer so I can put it on jump drive, and anybody needs that information.
So I know that Leanne was concerned about,
Right.
there was
No,
enough
I
files, which
understand.
is.
Yeah, from
Right.
1800s.
I thought that was
Yeah.
part of it.
So I will call him in the morning, I have a long drive, so I'll actually give him a call before he works this out. And I will send you an email or call you since I'll be in the car. And let you know what that process is and make sure there isn't gonna be any added fees so that I've got the totals right.
I forwarded a couple of emails to you, I think, about other clerks. They said they've done in-house scanning, of their records, and there's different options out there, but.
That's why I put in our planning board budget, if this can go through, we're gonna ask for a desktop scanner so that we can have it in there to do this project and then give it to the town for anybody else who needs to do stuff. Because we're not gonna bring it over and stand in front of your desk and do it.
So I'd like to make a motion that we use this very secure, highly recommended company to do our scanning and apply for a grant for under $10,000.
Well, okay, what's the name of the company?
Records Management Center.
I second that.
All in favor?
Oh, and Leanne, we didn't get the vital records in that, so next year's your turn, okay?
Oh, thank
You can buy
God.
another one.
So they're not going.
Just the permits and the planning board.
Okay, I feel better.
Peggy, if you can stay, I'll go over and just copy these, you can have the originals back.
Oh, I don't need it, I have it all email
Okay.
at home, I just print it out.
I hadn't printed it out yet, so.
Great, keep those.
Excellent. All right. Great question, by the way, very well done. All right, ARPA obligation, order picnic tables and culverts. So we have to determine what we're gonna do this week regarding that.
I'm gonna say no, I don't think we should spend any more money on culverts. We
We have to obligate it or we send the money back.
Well,
Yeah.
And we already voted at town meeting to spend it on culverts.
well, the town meeting realized that we've already spent tens of thousands of dollars on culverts, and that there's like no record of them anywhere. So when work needs to be done, we're scrambling for them.
Okay, we'll just send the money back then. We'll
Well,
have to.
Don't do that.
we voted on it, so maybe. There are other towns around us that have used their ARPA money for other things.
We went to town meeting and it's been voted on how to use it. And I have a list from the road commissioner where he would like to use culverts, and
So it's not going towards the bridge, is it just culverts?
he mentioned a couple of bridges, but he just has a list of culverts, and Hoods is supposed to send a estimate, a proposal. I just need something on paper before the end of the year, or we are returning the money.
Without a really good way of keeping track of anything, I was looking at our annual town reports, and for the year ending of June 21st, we spent $19,000 in change in culverts. The following year, in 2022 or 2021, I'm looking, 19,000, 10,000, 6,400. That doesn't include the ARPA money. I don't even know where that figure is. Tons and tons of money on culverts, and I don't know, I don't agree with that. I don't, I think we should be, probably, it should be part of the estimate. You can get culverts at Tractor Supply, Paris Farmers Union, Hood, so I think we should probably buy
You've been getting them at Hood.
I think we should be getting them as needed, and it should be part of the estimate. There's no record of where all these culverts that we bought, where they've gone, what job they've gone into. I don't, until we have a better tracking system for these culverts, I say no.
Get some send money back.
Definitely
You
would
put it
have
that
to.
way, and it sounds terrible, but
Well, we have to. If we don't obligate it by the end of this month, it's
So what are they
gonna-
gonna do? Are they gonna sit in a pile in the back of the salt shed and just end up really?
Walking away again.
has
Yeah,
a-
but you see, the culverts that are supposed to be there aren't there.
There's no accountability.
We have culverts
it's a
that
list of roads.
some have been used, we don't know where they've gone. We culverts 3 months ago that when we went to use them for a project set aside, they're not there. We had to go buy new culverts.
There
So
were,
we need a better mechanism for tracking these culverts that are being purchased.
looking at, there was budgeted for Pratt Hill Road culverts. They were bought for Pratt Hill Road. When they went to go be installed in Pratt Hill Road, they were not available, and we had to buy more.
Isaac?
Is there space in that building to put them in there?
Oh.
The graders in there.
Yeah, but the other side's got some building material, but could we not put some in there? On the other side?
Probably could.
And then who's gonna keep track of them? Where's the inventory list? They're just,
Would the inventory list be on what roads he
No.
puts them on?
there's supposed to be a work order that goes in with the materials that are supposed to be used. And no, it's not every nickel for every rock, but culverts should be factored into that estimate. And there's just no way of tracking these culverts. We had a pile behind there, and then they disappeared.
Behind the, where is this?
Behind the salt shed. Where'd they all go?
There's culverts up there.
Yeah, but they're not the ones that were there a few months ago. There's some there, but not what we thought we had, what we had for, road committee had
And
for
for the road
inventory.
work that went out, doesn't explain where they all went. Until there's a better tracking system, I say no. I don't want to give money back, but where are these culverts going?
Could we create a storage space down here if there isn't enough in one of the bays? Can we not create a storage space next to the town garage so that they're not easily accessible until we know where they're going?
Part of this money was for erosion control, for culvert work. We had culvert work done on, was it Tucker Town Farm?
No, Mahoney.
We did Mahoney, but BIM did two culverts
Town
on Town Farm.
Yep.
We did erosion control, so why not?
For Pratt Hill.
For Pratt Hill, so why not use that ARPA money for that, and then have that money to put towards the Pratt Hill project next year, to keep it going.
It doesn't work that way.
Can I have that back for I don't get it back? Thanks.
We did erosion control, we did culvert work, why can't we use that ARPA money for that?
Culvert, so the voters approved using the ARPA funds, or this portion of it, for culvert replacement on town-owned roads, including Dotting, Darrington, and Pratt Hill.
Culvert replacement.
Which we just did, how many on Pratt Hill? A lot.
That was the article.
Want that many. Those driveway culverts replaced except for the big one.
Right, but they're town-owned culverts, town-owned road, right? That's what this specification was.
I think we were gonna replace that big one. Is
The
that what
big
you
one,
just
yeah,
said?
so that 7 footer should be changed before we do the road.
And that one was very expensive.
Like what, 20,
Oh, I thought it was more than that.
20, 30,000?
We have 77, I think.